sorry, I had to come back for part two. I got an important phone call and I couldn't continue it on one video. I'm sorry. So I'm sorry. I was on the strength card for you. And the strength card is an incredibly powerful card. I feel that for some of you Pisces, be prepared because I get there's some folks that are going to want to demand an audience with you. So be prepared. I feel like you have some people that want to come see you and want to come talk to you and want to have a word with you. Comes up. And I feel that you may have had some problems with some of these people in the past. And I hear that you will be able to justify some of their actions, and some of their actions you will not be able to justify. This is going to cause you to think about and review in your mind the ongoing roller coaster or merry-go-round cycle that you've been on or going on that you want to get off and close the door on. You will be making some judgments on how you want to do this and how you want to handle it. Again, I do feel that you will be turning to spiritual guidance and sources to help you through these difficult matters and situations with these difficult people. I feel that you are really going to be tuning into a higher power and actually offering some spiritual guidance and help and assistance to others. I feel that some of you Pisces have gone through an emotional trauma where you have kind of shut down. You've gone through a shutdown period. This has been a period of cutting off old ties and releasing some people from your past. I feel intuitively you know what the right steps are for you to follow. And I also am getting like you're really spending a lot of time pondering and listening to music and reflecting and going through like your memories of the past, remembering a lot of things, a lot of reflection and soul searching. This has been helpful for you. You've actually needed to do that. And for any of you that have had any illnesses that have kicked up or, problems that have come up for you physically, that may have also been part of the shutdown phase. And it was actually something that you needed to go through for your spiritual growth and development, as well as mentally too. Even though it may have been a physical issue, mentally, that was something you needed to do. I feel that you're really going to be cutting off some, changing. I really feel that you're going to be giving up some of your tried and true ways of doing things. And I really do feel like you are appreciating your life a lot more and how precious it is, and giving a lot of credence to living life to its fullest and experiencing new things and stepping away from things and people and situations that have drained you. I feel for many of you Pisces, you're coming out of a time of darkness. And going back to this card, you're coming into the exuberance of life, and joy is coming back into your life. This crown you're reading, and it's even coming up through this card, the Strength card. So Pisces, the next card you have in your reading today, in the position of a hope. This is a future position. Strength was also a future position that was near future. This is a little further out. This is the High Priestess. And the High Priestess to me symbolizes your highest spirit guide showing up here today. You have had quite a few spiritual things showing up for you today, Pisces, and here's another one. The High Priestess here, she's here to say, it's like you've kind of lost your way, and I feel like you're finding your way home again. I am hoping that this is making sense to you, Pisces, because it is a general reading, and hopefully the Pisces that are supposed to hear this message are watching, because it's interesting to me for this month, for the different signs that I've already recorded. I'm getting like, it seems like it's so theme oriented for the different signs. Your theme for you Pisces, it's all about rebirth, renewal, starting over, new life, spiritual guidance, turning to prayer, and uh, finding a more solid foundation and a more tuned in path. That's what's really coming up here very strongly, very spiritual for Pisces for the month of October 2014 reading. I feel that for some of you, you're really coming into the time where you can communicate better and more openly, and you really are letting go of fears, any fears that have held you back or held you into any negative patterns. For those of you Pisces that are interested in psychic phenomenon, talking to, spiritual realms, I feel that you're really going to start doing it. I feel that there's a lot of Pisces out there. You may already do it, or you may be embarking on a more intensive journey to it, but I feel like you will be talking to your spirit guides, listening to your spirit guides, communicating, through mediumship, talking to deceased loved ones, or I just really keep getting that. I feel like the communication is going to really open up for you of those. I feel like the communication is really going to open up for those of you who really want to pursue communicating with through spiritual channels. It comes up through this card, through the High Priestess. I feel it may be challenging a little bit for you this month of October, because I feel like this is the door closing month. You may have gotten that before in other readings. I'm not sure if it came up for you in the past, but if it did, I feel like the culmination of the door closing and the, walking away from things really seems like now. Like this month seems like the cementing foundation of doing that. And it's unfortunate because I feel like not only have people taken things from you, your possessions or your money, I feel like they've taken things from you emotionally as well. And I feel like you've gone through a sense or a feeling of being bankrupt all the way around. I feel like you've been surrounded by a lot of takers. Now, this doesn't apply to all Pisces, but this is applying to some of you, and you'll know what I'm talking about. And I feel like you've been extremely tested, where these people have come into your life to really challenge you. You've had to see some things through to the end and now clear your way out of them. It's a very interesting thing. I feel like you've been going through a lot of karmic tests in the past 5 years in particular. But I feel like, happily, you're entering a time of peace and tranquility, and that's really upon you. It's like October really seems to be out with the old and in with the new. I feel that for some of you, you've had to really face some of your demons in the face and let go of a lot of things that have been troubling you, and confront things that have been instigating or instigators in your life that have caused you issue. And I feel that for many of you, like, how they say the truth will set you free, right? Martin Luther King said that. I feel that some of you are going to be adopting that attitude. Like there's some things that you need to say or that need to come out, and saying them or releasing them out of you sets you free. Because I feel that some of you have been harboring too many things inside of you and, holding them in. Some of you have felt guilty. Some of you have just felt abused and, taken advantage of by others. I just feel like for many of you Pisces, like this, like releasing is going to happen where you're going to speak your truths, like truths of your hurts, truths of maybe some things that you did wrong, like just letting some truths out, I feel are going to be very freeing for you. The next card that you have in your reading today, Pisces, is in the position of family opinion or family influences, family and friends opinions, the effects from that. And you have a very good card here, Pisces, and it's also a spiritual card too. You have the star, and the star is like your prayers being heard and spiritual channels delivering them to you, like your wishes being granted, you wishing on a star, you praying to God and your spirit guides and angels. It's like them hearing your prayers and your prayers being answered. I feel like a lot of your prayers are getting answered, and that next month in November, you're going to start to see them realized and actualized in your life. You're going to be like making a new start, turning over a new leaf. And I feel that your life is beginning to really change, but I also feel that you are also beginning to change. That change comes from within. And once you change your inner world, that your outer world will also change. And this is how the spirit guides are talking about what's happening with you right now. I just feel like you've come to a point of closure and walking away from a lot of things in your past. Things that have affected you and things that you have done. I feel that for some of you, you're going to be making dietary changes. Some of you that have decided to become vegetarians or give up eating red meat or meat in general. I get some real dietary thoughts of changing here. For any of you that have had any spinal injuries, or I feel there may be some surgeries, or you've either had the surgeries or some surgeries are going to be coming up, and it really seems to be like injuries related to the spine. Sorry to hear that. That's a very serious place to be having surgery and problems. And I really do feel that many of you Pisces are going to be making some changes to help those less fortunate. I see for some of you, you're going to be really making a commitment to do that. I feel some of you are going to be doing some examination of your life in the areas of focusing on what have you been doing that was wasting time or wheel spinning. I see you reviewing in your mind, like, how much time did I waste doing this, or how much time did I waste doing that, and really focusing on that. Feel like many of you are going to be talking to an instructor or an advisor or a counselor that's going to be giving you tips and suggestions, or almost like mapping out a plan or a program for you of steps to take to improve your life or to change things in your life. I feel in the month of February, some of you are actually going to be giving a talk or like a lecture or some kind of informative discussion to a large group of people. I feel you're going to be talking about and sharing your own experiences and what troubles and trials and tribulations you've been through, and you're going to be sharing this openly with others. And I feel that this is going to be a really interesting time for you because I feel like you're going to be broadening the gap between a lot of generations. I feel like you're talking to a large generation group here, not just one specifically targeted area. This is young and old and middle of the life people, everybody. And I feel like you're going to be creating a lot of buzz and creating a little bit of a sensation and creating a little buzz. And I feel that you're going to be marking, some of you will be marking your progress on a chart, like actually graphing or charting the things that you're doing, and the improvements you're making, or the changes you're making, and how you feel, and how you feel better, or how it's improving your mental life, your emotional life, your spiritual life. I feel you are going to end up to continue to talk to large groups of people after that initial talk that you give in February. And I feel that you're going to be participating a lot in group endeavors, and also fundraising comes up here too. I feel that some of you are really going to be getting rid of a lot of things from your past, a lot of your surroundings, like things that you don't want to hold on to anymore because they bring you down or they bog you down. This is like almost like a space clearing. Like, I feel like you want to change your surroundings, and you want to change the things that you're looking at and remove them from your surroundings. Like, I keep getting like enveloping a whole new lifestyle, like healthy lifestyle. If for those of you Pisces that are not vegetarians, I really feel that some of you are going to, either become vegans or vegetarians, and be a lot more mindful of what you're putting in your body in all kinds of ways, what you're drinking, what you're eating, what dietary supplements you take, medicines, like being very, cautious and mindful about what medicines you take and what are the effects of them. It's like a whole new healthy outlook and perspective. Now, in the position of a fear, you have the Chariot shows up. And the Chariot shows up for you in the fear position. And the Chariot to me symbolizes having to make a choice. I feel that for some of you that have gone through difficult times, I feel like your family and friends are going to be really rallying around you to try to protect you or uplift you. And I feel that for those of you that are going to do this speaking that I talked about earlier, I feel that people are going to want to see you from all over the world, see you speak. I feel some of you are going to be doing this on YouTube. I feel some of you are actually going to be doing it in person. And some of you, it may actually be televised, because I get that people from all over the world are going to want to hear you speak. I feel that you've really had it with the naysayers and any people that have, kept you down or put you down. This is the time for you to really rise up and shine your light of who you are very brightly. I feel that any of you Pisces that have had any problems with any kind of addictions of any kind, that this is some of the things that you're going to be talking about, that, that these are the roots of a lot of evil in the world, is addictions to all kinds of things, gambling, drugs, alcohol, unhealthy relationships, spending money, whatever the addiction is. I feel that this is, for some of you, what you're going to be addressing and talking about. And I feel that for any of you Pisces that have kind of sequestered yourself away and kept yourself away from the world, or, sheltered yourself off, I feel that this is really a time of, you're going to give up on that. You're going to stop doing that now. You're going to really step out and be more involved with people and embrace more people into your life and in your world that are different from what you had been experiencing and had been involved in your world. And your outcome card today, Pisces, is also, it's like having to make a choice. You have the Two of Pentacles. And to me, this is actually a card that symbolizes seeking balance, but it can also symbolize having to make a decision or a choice in regard to money, and that there's a lot of emotions attached to this decision. I feel that many of you are going to be granted the opportunity to live your life exactly the way you've always wanted to. And I feel that for many of you, you're going to be taking the time to ensure that your money is invested properly. For any of you that feel that you've been abused in any way, emotionally or sexually, I definitely feel that there's been a big time of rest and recuperation that's going on here. I just keep getting like turning over a new leaf, heralding in the new you and your new life, and closing the door and getting away from the old and turning things over to a higher power and tuning in more to your spiritual guidance and tuning in more to that higher power. And I get that your opportunities are going to be coming at you. Opportunities are going to be abound everywhere in your life as soon as you give up the old things that haven't worked, that have kept you down, that have confused you, that have dragged you down, held you prisoner or captive. I feel like for so many of you, you're going to be changing your direction in every way possible. So, in addition, Pisces, I wanted to give you a little message from the cards called Angels, Gods, and Goddesses by Tony Carmine Salerno. And I already have shuffled this cards, and I drew this one for you. And you got the God of Reflection. The qualities you see in others are simply your own reflection. That's the message on this card, and here is the picture of the card. So I want to give you the messages I received off of this card. Now is the time to be true to yourself and to the higher power. You've relinquished your fears and given them up to God, and God has heard. You're turning a corner and turning over a new leaf. This is upon you. For those of you that have invested a lot of time in spiritual practices before, I get that you're revisiting that or doing it again. I feel that your life has new meaning and new purpose now. And I do feel that for some of you, you are actually going to be moving. And I'm also hearing now's the time to stop worrying about what other people think of you. You've given them too much credence and too much power. You believe in yourself and others will follow. You're going to be tested a little bit here and there, but stay true to your course. You're being guided. So Pisces, I hope this Psychic Tarot reading for October 2014 helped you today. I want to say thank you for liking and sharing my videos and for watching and subscribing. I also want to say thank you to the many nice Pisces I've had the pleasure of reading. And if you would like to have a reading with me, I have my link posted below. You would go to my order page and follow the steps and the directions there and schedule your own appointment from the online scheduler. And you can make your payment also from that order page through PayPal. I am sorry the wait is long. The calendar is now scheduling out into late January, early February. If I can open up more times, I will do so. But for right now, what you see available on the calendar is what I have available. I want to wish you a fantastic rest of your month of October. I wish you many blessings and peace.